Welcome back, citizens! Caroline here. In previous lessons, we took a hard look at the system of federalism in the United States and how the federal government shares powers with states. As a result, each level of government, federal, state, and local, provides services to citizens, all with the intent to protect and help people. Today, we're going to take a look at many of those services, all funded by tax dollars. If you ask almost anyone what they think about taxes, chances are that person may express displeasure about the money paid to the government. But those taxes provide a plethora of programs and services for U.S. citizens, ranging from national defense to local amenities. Let's take a look at a bunch of them. Our objective today is to identify and describe examples of government services provided at the federal, state, and local levels that are paid for by taxes. Billions of federal tax dollars, or roughly 25% of the budget, goes toward health care for citizens. Programs such as Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP, an acronym for Children's Health Insurance Program, provide medical care for millions of Americans. Another large chunk of tax dollars is funneled to Social Security, a program designed to provide financial benefits to the elderly, disabled, and dependent survivors, such as a child whose parent has died. Billions of dollars each year also help provide affordable housing for millions of Americans. The Department of Housing and Urban Development works to secure government-assisted homes for those in need. Protecting the country is the job of the U.S. military, and a large amount of tax dollars are spent on national defense. The U.S. government has 6 branches of the military: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force, and tax dollars pay for the soldiers' salaries, plus everything that supports them, including uniforms, weaponry, and transportation. Of course, veterans' benefits are paid for by tax dollars as well. Those include health care and pensions, which are fixed income payments for retirees. Federal police agencies such as the FBI and Marshal Service are also funded by tax dollars, as are the salaries of all federal court employees, including judges, attorneys, and support staff. And federal prisons cost money. They must be staffed 24 hours a day, and everyone inside has to receive health care and meals. Speaking of food, the National School Lunch Program feeds billions of meals to public school students each year. Tax dollars pay for them. Ever visited a national park, such as Yellowstone or the Great Smoky Mountains? Federal taxes pay to preserve and maintain those areas. The same goes for national forests, recreation and conservation areas, historic sites, and monuments, ranging from the Devil's Tower in Wyoming to the Statue of Liberty in New York. All U.S. highways and interstates are paid for by federal taxes as well. These are the routes that promote trade and allow us to travel freely from state to visit so many great sites. NASA and space exploration are all funded by federal tax dollars. Missions to Mars and the Moon cost money, you know. There are many other programs and services provided by the federal government using taxes collected from citizens, but you get the idea. It's vast. Although it has declined, the federal government also sends tax dollars to states to assist schools. A good thing, because paying for public education is one of the biggest expenditures for state governments. New schools cost millions of dollars to build, and when you add in salaries for teachers, administrators, and support staff, plus technology and transportation, the cost for states is enormous. Another form of education is colleges and universities, another big cost for state governments. Related to those are vocational and technical schools, post-secondary education facilities that provide job training for citizens. While the federal government pays for a lot of the cost of healthcare programs, such as Medicaid and CHIP, states also contribute to the funding and administer the programs. Just as federal tax dollars are spent on police, courts, and prisons as part of the U.S. criminal justice system, state money is spent on similar services. 49 of the 50 states have a state police agency, such as the Highway Patrol or State Police. Like the federal government, states have various levels of courts that include jurisdictional, or district, courts to hear criminal and civil cases, appeals courts, and a Supreme Court. And states have prisons to punish those found guilty of felonies. Another expenditure of state governments is highways. Tax dollars are spent to build new roads and maintain existing highways. Just as national parks are supported by federal tax dollars, state parks are maintained by each of the 50 states and include natural beauty, such as Custer State Park in South Dakota and Fontainebleau in Louisiana. Pensions and benefits for retired state employees, such as state troopers and teachers, are another cost to taxpayers. Many have separate revenue sources, but are often supplemented by tax dollars. Government services are provided at the city and county level as well, thanks to taxes collected by local governments. Taxes help fund your local police, both city and county. Local jails are paid for by taxes. Local services, such as the fire department, ambulance, and emergency response teams, are funded by city and county tax dollars. Schools receive funding from local tax dollars, as do libraries. City and county parks, sports fields, and other venues for recreation and entertainment are paid for by taxes. City streets and county roads, you guessed it, are funded by local tax dollars as well. Same goes for local government offices, such as those where you register to vote, receive your driver's license, and file documents such as marriage licenses and real estate transactions, plus all of their employees. Taxes are not usually popular, but they are necessary to provide programs and services to citizens. They are how governments at every level pay for everything they provide, and there is so much, all meant to protect and help citizens. Of course, at this point, you may be wondering about all of the different types of taxes that American citizens pay. Sounds like a future lesson to me. Keep these things in mind as you pay taxes in the future, young citizens, and continue to vote, debate, and participate, and remember to always be clever. Hey, hey.